Hello everybody, this is Frank the Tank coming at you with PWBA Sonoma County Open Bowl with the Pros Part 2. So I'm not going to bother explaining how this Bowl with the Pros event works. If you guys want to know what it's like, then I already explained it in Part 1. I'll leave Part 1 in the description below. I highly advise that you watch that first if you're just tuning into this one, so that way you could get a little bit of a better insight as to what this event is and how it works. But it's pretty much in the name itself, Bowl with the Pros. And yeah, as for who I got to cross with, I'm not going to tell you. I'll let you guys find out. But clearly, as you could see, pro number 1 right there, Bernice Lim, is pro number 1 that I got to cross with to start. And one thing I will say is that I ended up getting a bit lucky again because normally you're only allowed to bowl with 5 pros. I ended up getting 6 again, just like I did with part 1, which was kind of cool. But yeah, so if you guys want to know what this is, how it works, part 1 in the description. Go watch it first before you continue with this one. But if you don't want to, then that's your choice. So on with the video. Okay, here we go, beginning with game number 1. Bernice Lim, the USBC Queens winner in 2016. Believe it or not, that was actually her one and only win to date. But, you know, I gotta, to be fair, you know, she got a 3-1 on that day because, you see, not only was that her first ever win, it was her first ever TV win, and it was her first ever major. So that's 3-1. I mean, couldn't ask for it in another better way. But yeah, I ended up let's see, yeah, getting up a 9-pin strike there. I was using the pitch black for pretty much this entire thing. I threw the high road a couple times, but yeah, the majority of this thing I ended up using the pitch black. I don't know, I think she was using the IQ Tour Edition ball, I'm not sure. But one question that I did ask Bernice Lim was how long does it take her to solve the Rubik's Cube? Because for those of you who don't know, this is actually a little fun fact. Bernice Lim knows how to solve the Rubik's Cube. She was actually, the reason I know this is because if you watch the PWBA Queens 2016, which the one she won, so if, in case any of you ever want to watch that, it's the 2016 USBC Queens. There was a couple of shots of her solving the Rubik's Cube when she wasn't bowling, and she knows how to solve it. So yeah, I asked her how long does it take you to solve it, and she said it takes on average for her like a minute and a half, which is kind of cool. And for those of you who don't know, I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I can solve the Rubik's Cube as well, and it takes me between 50 to 55 seconds on average to solve it. But I thought that was kind of cool that she knows how as well. And yeah, she ended up beating me game 1 there, and now we move on to game number 2, Valerie Bercier, who actually made it to the Final 4 of this event, so congrats to her on that. She ended up qualifying as a number 4 seed, and she went up against Stephanie Johnson, the number 3 seed, and unfortunately she didn't win. But, you know, to make the step ladder is an achievement. To make the step ladder in any event is pretty much an achievement in itself. So, yeah, it's cool that I got to cross with her for this one. And one question that I had for her is, what was her best finish ever since joining the PWBA? And she said that I thought that it was this event because, you know, I've never really heard of Valerie Bercier that much. And you know, the fact that she just like appeared from out of nowhere and got 4th in this event, I was like, whoa, who is she? And I asked her, yeah, what was your best placing? Was it this or was it something else? And she told me that she qualified for the stepladder final in the 2017 U.S. Women's Open, and she ended up getting 4th for that event as well. So she ranks that one above this one, even though they're both 4th place finishes, because the U.S. Women's Open, the Women's U.S. Open, sorry, is actually a much harder event compared to this one here. So yeah, she ranks that one as her best finish so far. And yeah, I mean, she's had a pretty good year this year, honestly. She competed in a regional back in the beginning of the 2019 season, and she made it to like 2nd place, I think. She finished runner-up, and then obviously this event she got 4th, and yeah, I think a title win is coming pretty close for her, to be totally honest. If because obviously she's proven that she's capable of making a stepladder final, so she's definitely got what it takes to win a title. Who knows? It could happen this year, might happen next year, but bottom line, title win is in the works for her. So yeah. There wasn't very much that I asked apart from that, but as you could see there, she ended up kicking my ass, which is probably expected considering I suck at this stuff. And to be fair, she's been bowling a whole hell of a lot longer than I have, and she's had proper coaching. So, but anyway, I'm not trying to make excuses or anything like that. She beat me, and that is that. But anyway, next game here, we ended up getting one of Germany's best, Birgit Poplar, and she's had a couple of TV appearances. She made the same 2016 USBC Queens show that Bernice Lim ended up winning. I don't remember what she placed, but I think her best finish was at the 2017 Orlando Open, I think is what they call it, which she finished runner-up to Stephanie Johnson, who ended up winning her second title. And I had two questions for Birgit, and that one, question number one, was how do you pronounce your name? Because that's one thing that's been on my mind, because of those TV appearances that she's made, I've heard her name pronounced various different ways, and I was like, okay, well, how do you officially pronounce her name? And I felt like the only way to know is to obviously ask her, and she told me it's Birgit. So for those of you who ever wonder how her name is pronounced, now you officially know. It's Birgit Poplar. So that was question number one, and then question number two, I believe was, what is a goal that you have for this year? And she said basically just to get back into like good form, because her form she admitted that her form hasn't been the greatest lately, especially because she's been suffering from back problems as well, and that's really been hindering her performances. So yeah, that's really what she's just trying. That's one of her goals for this year. It's not really a big one, but hey, it's something at least. And then moving into the next game, I think this is game number 4, the ever so talented and beautiful Ashley Galante. I got to cross with her. I asked her that same question, what is a goal that you have for this year? And she said to at least make a stepladder final, and then once I've done that, to make a TV like a televised appearance. Because for those of you who don't know, Ashley Galante actually has not made a stepladder yet, and she has not made a TV finals yet. So you never know. It could happen this year. Remember, this game is very, very unpredictable. You never know what's going to happen, so it could happen. So another question that I had for her, and this is actually for those of you who are on the Brunswick side, because she's Team Brunswick, is what is a good ball that you recommend that's on the Brunswick brand? And she recommended the ball that she's actually throwing right here in this video. That is the DV8 Prowler. For those of you who are wondering, that's Prowler, Prowler. So she said it's got good back-end reaction. It doesn't hook too early. It holds its line. See clearly, as you can see here. Watch this. It holds, and then once it comes off of the pattern, hooks into the pocket, and bam. So definitely a good ball that she recommends. This was a question that I actually had for one of my friends who bowls with me a lot. Because he's been looking for a ball, and I figured I'd ask her this question. So it's a win-win for him and a win-win for you guys. So now you know, DV8 Prowler. And yes, I know it's a ball on the DV8 brand, but for those of you who don't know, DV8 is owned by Brunswick. So if you buy a DV8 ball, you're not betraying the Brunswick brand. So that's totally okay if you buy a DV8 ball. So also, yeah, that's like Rotogrip. Rotogrip is owned by Storm. So if you buy a ball on the Rotogrip brand, you're not betraying Storm, because Storm owns Rotogrip, even though they make their stuff completely different from Storm. But hey, it is what it is. And game number 5 here, we ended up getting another one from Team Singapore, and that is Cheryl Tan. Not very much I can say other than she does have a title win in the PWBA. That was on TV as well. I don't remember who she beat. I don't know if she beat Nu Hui Fen for that title, but yeah, I can't remember. But the bottom line is she does have a televised win to her name, so at least she's got that going for her. And one question that I did ask her, because I had no idea of this, is there's actually three from Team Singapore who bowl in the PWBA, her included, with the last name Tan, and I wanted to know if she was related to the other two. So there, for just to clear this up, it's Cheryl Tan, Daphne Tan, and Cheryl Tan. And I asked her, "Are you related to the other two?" And she said, "I'm related to Daphne, but not Cheryl. Cheryl is just friend / teammate." So for those of you who didn't know that, yeah, Cheryl Tan is not related to Daphne and Cherie. So Cherie and Daphne are sisters. So just to clear that up, and yeah, she told me that the last name Tan is actually a very common last name in Singapore. So don't be surprised if you hear that a lot. If you ever hear about that. So yeah, not very much that I could get in terms of questions, because I don't really know Cheryl Tan that much, and I wouldn't know what to ask, but I'm sure there was more that I could have asked, but I couldn't think of any in that moment. But anyway, yeah, game 6 we ended up getting Cheryl Tan's sister, Daphne Tan. What are the odds of that? And again, I don't know that much about Daphne Tan, other than she made her TV. She has one televised appearance, which was actually this year. She made it to the USBC Queens of this year, and Dasha Kovalova from Ukraine ended up winning that event. So congrats to her, because that was also her first ever TV appearance, and her first major and her first title win, all 3 in 1, just like Bernice Lam. How nice. Daphne ended up, I don't know if she ended up going as the 5th seed or 4th seed for that event, but she ended up going up against Tanya Ramanpur, and she didn't win, but she made it to the Queens, and that right there is an achievement in itself, because the Queens is a very tough event to qualify for. When what I mean by that is, like, getting to the step ladder is very difficult to qualify for. You have to go through hell just to make it for that. But as you can see there, she's rocking the ever so monstrous Crux Prime, and I knew I was going to lose, because for one, she's on Team Singapore, and Singapore is just overpowered, because that's all that they do in Singapore is they bowl 24/7. So if you ever cross with anybody from Team Singapore, expect to lose, because they are just so ever so devastatingly good. And not only that, she was using the Crux Prime on me. I knew I should have brought mine, because I actually had mine. It was in the trunk of my car, and I didn't want to go get it. I thought maybe I could hold off with the pitch black, but as you can see here, it didn't work out in my favor. Also, like I said, to be fair, she's a pro. She's been bowling way longer than I have. She's had proper training. So, I have had literally no training. I've literally just done it the hard way, just look up videos and go to the lanes and practice. But yeah, she kicked my ass there real easy, and yeah, I won absolutely none of those games. I got my butt handed to me, but then again, that was kind of expected, because these are pros. I'm not a pro. I can't bowl worth a damn. But anyway, that is that, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was Bowl with the Pros Part 2. And one thing I forgot to mention in the beginning of the video, if I sound like I'm tired, or like my voice is really low right now, that's because it's actually 2 in the morning right now as I'm doing this, because I got sick and tired of holding off on making this video, and I just had to get it done. And if it means that I have to be up at 2 or 3 or 4 in the morning just to get this done, then god damn it, I am gonna do that. So yeah, I apologize that I don't sound as enthusiastic or as energetic as I probably usually am. But anyway, yeah, that is that. Bowl with the Pros 2, and that is done. And sadly, that is the last of my videos from the PWBA Sonoma County Open. But that was my experience. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know for sure 100% I did. And I probably mentioned this several times, but if you have one of these events in your area, whether it's PBA, PWBA, or PBA 50, go, because it is 100% totally worth it. It's so much fun to be able to bowl with these pros, to be able to get this close to them, to be able to talk with them, to bowl with them, and to ask all these questions, and just to know more about them that you didn't even know before. And yeah, that's pretty much what it is. So I hope you guys enjoyed all of that, the qualifying, the step ladder, the bowl with the pros. Hopefully I'll get to do this again, maybe at some point. I don't know when, I don't know where, and I don't know how, but hopefully I get to. And yeah, that is that. So please like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed it. And I'll be coming at you with some more of this bowling stuff. I don't know what I have in store yet, but I have the IQ Tour and the Phase 2 coming. If you guys saw my last ball review video, I have that coming for you, and I have a couple of other, I guess you could say, requested videos coming as well. So definitely got a lot more planned. Definitely going to be exciting. It's going to be fun, and yeah. So I'm Frank the Tank, and I got to stop talking now. So peace.